Hi everyone. No audio problems this week. Can you hear me okay? Is the music too loud? I think it's back. It's back. Alright. EJ, NickU, Shark, Jabronis, Keeb Dweeb, Conan, Mom, I love you. Thank you for watching. Alright. How's everyone doing this morning? Afternoon? Feels like morning. Hey Mikey, what's going on? Yeah, you hear me. You better, after all the audio problems I had last week. Yeah, so I don't know what's up with me today, but I feel wonky. Like very weird nervous energy today. And so I can already feel that today's build I am going to make mistakes. So hopefully you guys will catch it before I install switches, install the board, and realize I forgot about stabs or something like that. 'Twas a snow night this night. Yeah, I haven't even shoveled yet. I have a bunch of shoveling I gotta do after stream today. The back and the front. I also have a couple switches that I got in from Beaver Keys. They had to send me a shipment for something else, and I asked for a few samples, and so there are a couple switches that I have, not like a full set of switches, literally just like a sample pack of a couple switches that I've been wanting to try. It is the Gateron Speed Silver, I think, B-Sun Olives, and two others, Gateron Melodic, and something else. I don't actually remember. We'll have to look these up, but if we have time towards the end, maybe we'll try some of these out. There's a couple that I've been curious about, and a few people have told me about the B-Sun Olives for some reason, and so I've been a little bit excited to try those, among other things. Okay, now, for today's build, we have the channel's first commission build, which is a mode Envoy. Now, this is only the second Envoy that I have ever built. The first one is a 2021 Sonnet, something like that. And it was okay, but yeah, I don't know. It wasn't quite to my taste. The sound, something about it felt a bit off. I'm not quite sure what it was. Well, what I ended up doing with the Sonnet was putting it on a foam mount, like a foam stack mount, where I just kind of rested the PCB on top of some foam, and that kind of helped it. But I wasn't the biggest fan of that one. I've heard the Envoy is quite a bit better. This is a commission from Shiva, who's the designer and owner of Nick's Keys. Let's see. Is that an E-at? Hey, Toe Popper. It is the Flow-at, the in-studios W1-at layout board. They did an in-stock drop back in December, I think. Yeah, it was December. And this is the Aloe version. So, this is a solder PCB. Now, I am not skilled enough to do a Mil-Max on stream. It takes me too long, I'm a little bit too slow, and I have to focus too hard. So, I Mil-Maxed this last night. I am kind of not to say I'm a hot swap purist, but I am a little bit. I just don't enjoy solder. I don't like the commitment. It's a little bit too much for me. I like to tinker with my boards. So anytime I get a solder PCB, the first thing I do is I Mil-Max it. These hot swap or Mil-Max sockets, actually, it's the first time I've used them. They are, I forget the exact spec, but they are closed bottom Mil-Max sockets. So I don't know if you can you probably can't I don't know if the camera will grab it from here, but they're a little bit longer than normal. Yeah, you can kind of make out, where is it? You can kind of make it out here, right? You can kind of see it, right? Where the bottom of the socket is closed. You see how it's shiny? And so essentially this let me go a lot faster. And instead of this taking me like 2 hours, because I flood a few sockets and I have to go redo them, this thing I got done in record time. What is mil-maxing? So basically, Mikey, so this is a solder PCB, right? There's no hot swap sockets on the back, so you put the switches in, then you have to solder them into place. Mil-maxing is essentially a tiny little metal tube, so to speak, that you put into the PCB. So if you kind of look, you kind of see, instead of it being... Here, let me see if I can show you. Okay, so you see here, right, how you have the 6.25 and 7U switches side by side. One of them has a little metal, golden metal kind of ring around it. The other doesn't. The one that has the metal ring is a mil-max socket. So essentially this is a way to convert a solder PCB into a hot swap PCB by inserting these little metal kind of sockety tube things, whatever you want to call them. And EJ, so these these sockets were actually provided by Shiva. And I think he's planning to sell them soon. So I didn't actually buy these sockets. He gave them like with the build to mil-max the PCB, but I think he's going to plan on stocking them to sell soon. Like the second he does, I want to grab some, because I'm still not super good at soldering, and unfortunately, I end up flooding a couple sockets whenever I do it, which means I have to go a lot slower and undo mistakes as I make them. Oh, is that a much better thing to do? What about the socket scatter on cells? So a traditional hot swap PCB requires hot swap sockets, but it also requires an actual hot swap PCB. You can't take Gateron whatever hot swap sockets and put it on a solder PCB. It requires mil-max sockets specifically. It's like a whole specific thing. Conan, all right, Mom, I love you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting. By the way, guys, one of the things I was thinking of doing, adding as a channel redeem, was adding one for me to tell your moms that I love them. Not in a weird way, just like be like, hey, thanks for being Conan's mom. He loves you and I love you. I was thinking of doing that. You guys tell me what you think. I don't want it to get weird, but I thought it would be wholesome and fun. So we can try. Okay, PCB here. Oh, and Mikey, the thing, by the way, one thing to note with mil-maxing. So technically, because the sockets, I don't know if you can kind of make it off, like kind of see it from an angle. Because the mil-max sockets technically create a little extra space between the switch and the PCB, there are some purists that will say that, and I don't mean that in like a negative way, but there are some people that are purists when it comes to sound that will say that it does negatively impact sound a bit. They might be right. My ears are not sensitive enough to tell the difference. Maybe I could get a soldered PCB for my Core Plus. So Mikey, if you're gonna mil-max, dude, I would get like a practice PCB first. My first one was like such a mess. Like, it was really bad, and I could have ruined it, and I didn't. I got lucky, I think. What about adding one where you have to call me daddy? Is that what you want? Is that what we want? I might do it. I won't do it. That was a lie. I won't do it. I'm not doing that. That's too funny. So this is a little metal card, by the way, because when the people that joined the Athena 65 group buy all got a metal, like a little metal card with an engraving on it. And so I just had an extra. So it's Navid, Athena 78 out of 100, batch 1. So that's just an extra that I had he sent over. No, don't do it. I can do it on stream and you teach me. We'll see. Oh, too funny. Okay, so as I said earlier, this is my second mode board. And I've actually heard good things about the Envoy, that it's like very good sounding, a very simple, solid sounding board. I've never actually typed on one, so I'm curious. So this is a black Envoy. It's fairly simple. It's not overly heavy. I'd say it's definitely a bit lighter than like the Core Plus, the 65 Core Plus with the full brass bottom. One thing that's making me a tiny bit nervous, I wonder if the Milmax sockets are a little bit too tall. I wonder if it's going to bottom out. Because you can kind of make it out that has a tiny bit of stepped internals inside the case. We'll see. Maybe we have to tape the bottom a bit. I love soldering so much, it's like therapeutic for me. I also prefer the sound of solder to hot swap. So, Toe Popper, I've heard that there's a difference in sound. I have not personally been able to tell the difference. But that's also because every board is different, and I've never had two identical boards side by side, one with hot swap and one with solder. So I can't quite tell the difference yet. But we'll see. Maybe one day I'll get a close enough comparison. The other thing is that I don't actually have that many solder boards. I have maybe two or three here that are soldered. These days I Milmax whenever I get a solder board. So, so this is the Envoy. It's a fairly simple board. I like it. Like it's cute. Fingerprints. I've never actually built one of these before. If you want, I can send you some of the comparisons I've done. Yes, I would love that. Yes. Especially if it's like super close, like with like similar parameters and stuff, that'd be great. I'll be Milmaxing a PCB for my Maurice Monday. Ooh, I'm excited for that one, Keep Dweeb. That one I'm very excited for. It'll be cool. For those that don't know, the Maurice board that Keep Dweeb got, it's like, I don't know exactly, but it's like a $1,000 or $2,000 board, right? It's like an extremely expensive board that he basically found locally for a couple $100. I don't remember exactly the deal, but it was like super scuffed, like super dirty, like the stabs weren't installed properly. Like I don't know the details of it, but he got this like wicked cool deal on this like super rare, expensive board, and he's in the process of like building it and stuff. I'm very excited for the sound test for that. I Milmax my F18X. Really? Because those boards, they use standard PCBs, right? I heard F1. Rufus pops in. Hi, Rufus. Hey, Keyboard Dad. How you doing, man? Is Nix from Shiva Keys? I think it's Shiva from Nix Keys. I use the same switches and plate, built hot swap, and then soldered down. Okay. Yeah, I'm very interested. Maybe I should buy a PCB to Milmax for the F1. I don't know. If you, like, here's the thing. If you want to Milmax, Mikey, like, I don't know. That feels like extra work. Also keep in mind, dude, that the Milmax sockets are not cheap. Like, the sockets that it took to Milmax just this board, I think this is like $40 to $50 worth of hot swap sockets. So you're basically it's like you're adding a whole bunch of cost to do a Milmax job, right? Like even Chillmax NICU, it's still pricey, right? Like it's still going to cost you money to do this. Do you tape all yours down before Milmaxing? So I do it two different ways. One is that I tape it down with masking tape. The other one, and honestly, I don't actually know which approach is better. The other one is when I install the sockets onto a switch, and then I put the switch with the socket onto the PCB, like fully assemble it, and then I find that for certain boards that's helpful. And so I haven't actually figured out which way I like better. I think I like it better when I actually put the socket on the $8 per TKL. Oh wow. Because I get mine through R&D KBD NICU, and then that one's more expensive. It's like, for a TKL, I think it's like $30, $40, $50, I don't remember. We're talking about keyboards, right? Show us the back. Need to see the soldering job, dude. I'm not super proud of it. It's like, you know, whatever. Like, these are very tall sockets, right? So like it didn't require a whole lot of skill. It's not like I had to prevent. Like, not only are they tall sockets, but they're closed back sockets, right? So like, I don't know why this is not. Come on, you little. Yeah, so because they're closed back sockets, they're quite tall. You don't have to worry about flooding them. Like, yeah, you say it looks great, EJ, but like this is like the easiest Nomax job, right? Because the sockets are super, super tall and they're closed back so you don't flood them. I missed a link or two. What are these links that I missed? Is this... Oh, they're sound tests. Awesome. Beautiful. Try 3... I think this is 3305 with closed back. With, I'm not sure. I can ask Shiva for... Or Shiva's here, actually. Maybe he can write the specs for the sockets. But he mentioned that he's planning to actually stock them to sell them. So if you're in Canada, you can look forward to that in the next while. I actually was looking for them for a while, but I couldn't find anyone else in Canada, or actually anywhere else in North America that did the closed back sockets. So let's see. Where did I put the... See, I already lost my place. There were a whole bunch of little... Where did I put them? Oh, they're in the freaking case. See, I'm already making mistakes. You use electrical tape and then you heat set them afterwards, where you flip the board over after you're soldering and put the tip in the empty socket and push it in. Huh. Oh. I've never done it that way. I always put the sockets in and then tape it, or I put the sockets on a switch and then put the switch in. High heat tape. Interesting. Yeah, I've never done it that way. So, what we have is a plastic plate. I think it's PP, but it might be PC. I'm not sure. Feels like PP. Yeah, KeepDube, if you can send a link, that would be great. I've never used the lattice blocks either, so I don't actually know anything about this board. So I have a few options for switches that we can try. W1 diamonds from Keybay, HMX tactile firecrackers, Lychee X durian ice cream. These are the super aggro, aggressive, loud switches. And then KeyGeek B1s. Because of the plastic plate and the mounting style, I wanted to try a bit of a louder switch. So all the 4 switches that we have here are a bit louder. And we will see how they do. The real name of the tape is Kapton tape. If you're looking for some, there's cheap rolls on Amazon. Nice. Nice. Okay, let's get to the stabs. Where do I put this? Okay. All right. Okay, where's that what I want? Great results from the survey data. Really interesting to see the responses. Thanks for doing that. Of course, dude. It was a lot of fun. One of the things, actually, if we have time and I'm not super beat at the end of the build, I've loaded up. So for those that don't know, the survey results and data was published on the Discord, on my Discord earlier this morning. So that's just the raw data with a couple other pieces, but the report isn't done yet. The actual write-up, summary write-up of the data, that's not done yet. So for now, anyone that wants can go on the server and they can get the raw data and they can play around with it. However, once the write-up is done, then I'll take the write-up and the raw data and push that out to the other servers and on Reddit. So I want to do it all in one shot together when I do the big push. However, I was playing around with some of it earlier this morning, and I had the GPT, the custom GPT for the data analysis loaded up, and I'd already asked it a few questions. So if there's interest and time at the end of stream, maybe we can go through some of those together. There's some interesting like findings in the GPT went through. Hey, Villain. Thanks for joining, man. Alright, so how many do we have? One, I always forget. I should know this by heart by now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Is that right? 1, 2. Yeah, that's right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Great, 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 great. Okay. Are you going to KeyCon? I don't think so. I'm not super big for big social things. It's not really my vibe. I did organize the Montreal meetup last year, but it was only like 40 people. However, I am planning to go to the Ottawa meetup that's happening in May, I believe. That'll be a bit smaller. Are you going, Villain? Yeah, Keyboard Dad's going. I think there's a bunch of people here that are planning to go, or at least a bunch of people that I know of that are planning to go. Oh, so Keyboard, you've decided you're going. Yeah, EJ, the Ottawa meetup is May, I believe. Ah, okay. I thought you were still. I thought you were deciding at Keybweeb. I thought you were undecided. I'm still on the fence, but leaning towards it. So the part of it that I like is like all the people that we that I interact with on stream or I see on Discord. The part of it that I like is getting to meet those people in person. Problem is that at the end of the day, it's still a giant social event, and you're still there with a ton of people, and you're talking, and there's like social stuff that happens afterwards, and I've been to these kind of events for work, and they're typically very, very, very draining, at least for me. May 16th is the official, for the Ottawa meetup. Yeah, you're right. But yeah, it's typically quite draining for me. And when it's for work, I have something to do, like an objective, something that I can focus on. But when I've gone to conferences personally, I just find it a little bit too overwhelming. And so I don't usually end up having a whole lot of fun. What I like about local meetups is that they're usually smaller, they're more contained, you can kind of go and hang out, it's more intimate. So that's usually my preference. But I'm just planning to fly up that morning and go home that night, pull a 20. Yeah, okay. So that is actually kind of what I was kind of hinting at, that like that's why I like local meetups, is because you can kind of go in and out same day. If I was going to go, I would probably do that, but I don't even know if I could justify the cost. It's a 3-hour flight each way, so you leave at 5. Yeah, you see, like that's a long day. but I want to meet you. Keyboard Dad, did you go to the Toronto meetup? Do you ever come up to Canada, or do you kind of stay in the States? I would go to Canada. Interesting. Nice. Yeah. Shy is up there. Yeah. Shy's up in Toronto. There's a bunch of people I know that are in Toronto. The keyboard community in Toronto is huge. Like, huge. I missed the Toronto meetup last year, but I'll try to make it this year. Well, actually, I don't even know if I can, because I'm expecting a baby in July, so we'll see. I'll have to get a passport, see if I can make it next year. Yeah, nice dude. Honestly, that like, chances are I'll make it to one of these big meetups just because I want to meet all these people that I've like made friends with online. So just for that reason alone, I'll probably make it to a big meetup eventually. I don't know if this year is the year, just because I'm expecting a kid in the summer, And I'm definitely not going to be dragging a baby and wife to a large keyboard meetup that early on. However, my wife would probably come with me. She's a good sport about keyboards, and I think she's curious to come and watch all the keyboard nerds admire each other's rectangles. So I'm going primarily to chill with my bottom chick, Bob. I'm the idiot living in the middle, going to every meetup in Canada. Are you actually, EJ? Are you going to all of them? Would you actually go to the Montreal one too? No, EJ, you're in Ottawa, right? Yeah. So you're actually in the middle of all of us. Me too. Whole reason I want to go is to meet all the homies. I hate large groups, but I'll take one for the team. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about it. It's like, I don't know. I've noticed that as I get older, my patience for like bullshit and drama and small talk and like all that stuff has gone down significantly. And so one of my concerns with large meetups is that there's just extra bullshit, and this might just be a personal bias of mine, but I'm just a little bit like kind of, I don't know. It's still a big social thing. Mikey, I love social events. Of course you do. I do want to meet Bob. Wait, I don't want to meet Bob. You don't want to meet Bob, or you do want to meet Bob? Dennis, now I'm confused. Mikey, when I meet you in person, I'm giving you a big hug. Like a very, very big hug. Full of muscles. Well, I already chill with him. Yeah, oh, okay. I get it. I got a little bit confused there, because there's Bob, who I thought was Bokeh Bob, and I thought he was close to you. I want to meet Keeb Dad just to ask for a hat, exactly. If I ever do make it to a meetup that he is at, what I am going to do is A, bring a hat with me, and B, I'm going to be stealth. So he's not going to see me coming. I'm going to sneak up behind him, match pace with him, so we're walking at the same speed, like he's here, I'm here. Match pace, take off my hat and say, here you go, dude. Hand it to him, he'll take it, and then I'll just walk away. I think it'll be funny. Or better yet, I ask, no. I give him the hat and then I ask for it back. That'll be better. That'll be karmic justice. What's Unk yapping about? I don't know, Aaron. What are you yapping about? But how will we find you if you wear a hat? I mean, you can look for the white beard. I don't know how many keyboard people there are with giant, all-white, snowy beards. Nothing here. Sick, Aaron. Are you sick, Aaron? Give him a single switch. That's so great. I actually think there's someone that, what are you sick with, dude? I actually think there's someone that talked about doing that, where they brought around like a whole bunch of switches. I don't know if it was Alex. Someone did that, where they brought around a whole bunch of switches and were just handing out single switches. I forget who the person was, though. It's funny. That single switch would mean a lot to me. Oh, that's too funny. I don't know. Just got sick. Haven't been to a doctor yet. Do you go to doctors, dude? Like, if you're starting to get sick, do you actually go to a? Stubbs did that at Chicago. Okay, that makes sense. That's a very Stubbs thing to do. He's sick of me. I don't even know how you got that emoji in here, dude. I didn't even know you could get that in Twitch. So here's a question. When you guys start to feel sick, how long does it take you to go see a doctor? How long until you think to yourself, I should go see a doctor? Because for me, I don't think I have. I actually don't think I've ever gone to a doctor as an adult because I was sick. Even COVID. I got COVID once. Even COVID, I just stayed home and went through it. I've never gone for a flu. I've never gone for a stomach problem. Have I ever gone because I was sick? Actually, as an adult, I don't think I ever have. As a teenager, my parents made me, and I would go and get antibiotics. But okay. The one time I remember going is I got an eye infection, and I went for like antibiotics for that. That's the only time. Be a man. It's so funny. I have a huge canister I printed with around 300 switches that ooh, that's good. Depends on how sick. Bro, just like being sick. Shake my head. I don't get that meme, by the way. Just you wait once you have a kid. Yeah, if I have a kid, I'm going to take them instantly, because if the kid's sick, I'm the one that's suffering. How'd you get an eye infection? Dude, I have no idea. I have no idea. My wife thinks it was because of the gym. She thinks that like someone might have forgotten to wipe down gym equipment. I have no idea. But I go to the gym 4 or 5 days a week, or at least I try to go 4 or 5 days a week. Where was I? Okay. Dude, kid sick equals you sick. Yeah. There's no getting around that. So my best friend has the one that sometimes drops in to chat and tells dirty jokes. He has 2 daughters, and they're always bringing stuff home. And because I see them all the time, sometimes we catch stuff from them because they brought stuff home. So like just recently, my wife got sick for a week or 2, and we're like almost 100% certain it's because the youngest one brought something home from daycare, and as a result, spread it around. The other problem is that my wife just cannot get enough of the cuteness, and so the second she sees the goddaughters, she goes nuts and starts giving them hugs and kisses, and she's all over them. So Jim sounds like an asshole for giving you that. I live with my nieces. I get sick every 3 months. Exactly. I pay almost a mortgage payment for my kids to go to daycare, and then holy crap, is it that expensive down there? Wow. I sometimes forget, because at least in Quebec, the daycare costs are somewhat subsidized, and so it is not quite so bad, at least here. But I've heard in other places, daycares are expensive. My niece's was $1,100 a month per kid. Holy. That is wild, dude. That is crazy. Good luck with Quebec waitlists. Yeah, I know. I've heard that the Quebec waitlist situation is a bit rough, but I haven't started yet. I pay around $1,000 a month for private healthcare insurance. Holy, that is crazy. You know, I remember, because I lived in the States for about 7 or 8 years, but I was much, much younger, and my insurance came from my company, and it was just me. I was single, so it wasn't like my insurance cost wasn't particularly high, and at this point, it was a long, long time ago. $1,700 here for a 1-year-old. Holy crap. $1,000 a week? Oh my god, that's $4,000 a month? Oh my god. Oh my god, that is insane. That is insane. So, you know what's funny, is because, like, sometimes, at least in Canada, there is a narrative that if you move to the States, you're going to make a crap ton more money. And it's something that I've thought about, because I don't know if you guys know, I'm a dual citizen, right? So I'm an American and a Canadian. So that is a real option for me. I could move to the States. Like, legitimately tomorrow I could pick up and move. And the narrative that a lot of Canadians have is that if you move down south, you'll make a ton more money. Like, a ton more money. And that's true from one perspective, because the taxes are way the hell lower. In Quebec, at least, the taxes are like 40-50%. Like, keep doing, you say that, but like, imagine you come here and your salary is instantly 30 to 40% lower, in some cases 50% lower. Instantly you take a salary cut, and instantly your taxes go from whatever the hell they are now to 40-50%. So you're losing on gross and on net. You're losing on both ends, right? And so Canadians sometimes think, oh, if I move to the States, you know, I'm just saying broadly speaking, oh, if I move to the States, all of a sudden I'll make a ton more money. But then the problem is that there's a couple things that ton more money kind of doesn't exactly speak to immediately. One of them is healthcare. And I've heard that in the States, like, healthcare costs can be like massive. Just the not even like out of pocket expenses, but just the monthly for insurance can be ridiculously high. And now I'm finding out there's $1,000 a week for childcare, which is insane. Honestly, though, at $1,000 a week, at a certain point, I wonder if it's more economical to just hire someone. I don't know. I haven't actually looked into any of this. And there might actually be benefits, like, to going to like a proper place. Maybe there's like educational systems in place. I have no idea. There's all stuff I don't know anything about. I have to learn. I live in the second richest county in the entire county, so it makes sense. Ah, okay. I get it. Okay. Will you sponsor me to move to Canada? No thanks, I'll stay childless, please. Crazy. I'm in Maryland. How are the... I don't know if you have kids, Violet, but how are the costs in Maryland for daycare? Do you know? I mean, Uncle Sam takes like 25% of my check, then I pay another $10K a year for insurance. I think it'd be a wash with the healthcare I would get in Canada that my insurance doesn't even cover here. Honestly, dude, I'm not sure, because you say Uncle Sam takes 25%, but depending on where you go in Canada, it could be up to 50% gone. Like, the federal government here takes about, I mean, I guess there are different brackets, but like, it's high here. Yeah, EJ, it's more than 50, I guess, depending on how you look at it. It depends on how much you make and what province you're in. You know, there's a bit more to it, but it's still like a lot. Canadians pay for separate healthcare on top of our free healthcare. Oh yeah, that's actually true. That's a good point, because on top of the free healthcare, a lot of us actually have to carry additional insurance, because like it's not like everything is covered here, right? Like most things are covered. Like you'll never die because you don't have healthcare in Canada, but you're also not getting, like, it's not like you're getting everything. Like, as far as I know, most drugs are up to private insurance. So. It's over 50% when you consider that there's multiple layers of tax on everything. Yeah, so I was only talking about income tax, but you're right. Like, if we include whatever tax on gas and tax on, you know, whatever sales tax and everything else, like in Quebec, the sales tax is 15%, right? And so whenever I import a keyboard in, there's basically an automatic 15% price increase on everything, which is kind of wild. Yeah. Then I have a friend who lives near Reston. I'm in Montgomery. Interesting. This area is just insane with how wealthy people are. I think a lot of areas have super wealthy. Ah, son of a bitch. Okay. Mistake number one. See? Mistake number one. Huh? Hey, Mango. Thanks for joining. Can we all agree all taxation is theft? Oh, that is a complicated topic. I don't know how I feel about that. Because I will say there is an angle where, like, I don't like people taking my money, the money that I earned for, but at the same time, I look at universal health care here as a form of giving back to society. And so on one hand, taxes are higher because of universal health care. And so I am, in essence, paying for the health care of other people with my taxes. And, like, you can look at that as good or bad. And there's a part of me that kind of likes it. That I like that the taxes that I pay is going towards helping other people not die. And so there's an element of it that I kind of like. The part that frustrates me is the waste. And in Canada, I think personally there's a lot of waste in the government. And so it does bother me when I hear about, you know, crazy expenses or badly managed. This is the best tubed 7U wire. Listen, this is not tuned, huh? Oh my god, what is that keyboard on your desk? This is the Flow At. It's the Flow At by In Studios. It is a beautiful board. Mango. I'm going to show you, Mango. I'm going to show you. Hold on. Huh? It's cute, huh? Isn't that nice? I'm trying to get it all in one shot. There you go. It's cute, huh? That's very, very good looking board. I don't like that the taxes that I pay go towards the government using it to take people's lives. I get that. It's the corruption and misuse of tax money part I don't agree with. Yeah. If you want an example of a high-tax country run well, look at Denmark. I've heard that. I don't know how true that is. Like, I've never looked into it myself, but I've heard that the Nordics are done pretty well. Sounds like when... Honestly, this might be a Geon wire, Glenn. This might be a Geon wire, because I bought a stock of Geon wires. I wouldn't mind the taxes if you tax the right things and spend it on the appropriate programs. The issue is when the government thinks that they can use tax as a method to solve a problem, when in almost every case it ends up creating more problems without solving. I think for me, one of the big problems is that at the end of the day, these are all things that are like above my pay grade that I don't have any control over. And so it's all theory for the sake of theory, right? Like, it's all really a theoretical discussion. Like, realistically, I'm not going to move to the Nordics. I like it here. I'm going to stay here. And so there isn't really a whole lot I can personally do about it, which is why usually I just don't think about it. I try to focus more on practical things, so things I can actually control, do, and influence. So I don't know, like how I treat people, how I behave with people, how I help people. I try to focus on like my immediate locus of control. Because like when I think about it, if I think about government waste and tax dollars and how much they take and blah blah blah, I'll get angry. It doesn't really help anything. Hey Bara, thanks for joining. Ooh, they're gonna tax us. Get rid of all the taxes we have on everything now. Put a flat use tax on everything. That way everyone pays for what they use. No more loopholes. You know what's funny? Hong Kong, I lived in Hong Kong for a few years when I was young. They have a flat tax. It's a flat income tax. I don't know if it's changed, but when we lived there, when my family and I lived there, it was, I think it was like 18, 19% flat across the board for everyone. I also actually like the flat income tax approach, personally. All right. This was easy. The biggest thing you'll learn, which sucks, is that property taxes and all their taxes, pretty much every government body will try to run into a deficit so they can justify more funding. That's true. Okay. Holy. Thank you, Simon. Thank you for the raid. Where Dieter? I wish I knew that joke. I am a little bit too unk and a little bit too old to get a lot of the references. I feel like every time I stream, there's like a new joke or a new reference that somebody throws into the mix, and I find myself just like twiddling my thumbs, hoping that, holy, Jason, Conan, Swing Cat, Eisenheim, Tangus. Wow, we got a crew. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. All right. We are building a mode Envoy. This is the second mode board I've ever built. The first one was the mode Sonnet, 2020-2022 mode Sonnet, which I wasn't a huge fan of. I don't think it sounded that great. I've heard that the Envoy is a simpler one. Normally I don't go for mode boards personally because I find them a little bit too expensive, but or expensive in terms of like what you get for it. This is a commission build, and I'm a little bit excited for it. It's my first Reloaded. Thank you for the raid, my dude. Thank you for coming. Oh, did I say Encore? Shoot, I meant Envoy. Sorry, guys. This is not the fancy. This is an Envoy. It's a commission Envoy build. So it's my first Envoy. I've never actually built one before. We will see Oof, that's loud. Thank you for the sub, Keep Dweeb. I appreciate it, my dude. Thank you. Okay. And Barra, thank you for the sub. Thank you very much, Barra. All right, guys. So I'm new to this. I'm a month in, so if I miss something, I hope we'll catch it up to that or chalk it up to that. Still figuring stuff out. All right, stabs are done. What else we got? Let's do a poll for switches. I think that's next, right? Let's do the switches. Give me a second. Poll. As I mentioned earlier, we have a couple options. So what switch? Firecrackers, B1, Lychee X Durian, and W1 Diamonds. All right, 2-minute poll. Vote on your switches. Let's see what we do. Okay. MX Black's only choice. Aaron, I'm not doing MX Blacks. Each row a different switch. So, smoked out. Next week I'll be doing a Sebas commission build, and that's what we're actually doing. We'll be testing out like 7 or 8 switches on the same build. Simon never lets us vote. We almost always vote for switches here. And keycaps, actually. We need to get a tie. There's not a chance you're getting a tie, my dude. Not a chance. Yeah, I'm looking at it now. The results are 2 split. Interesting. You know what? Nobody ever picks the frickin' durians. Hold on a second. You guys don't know what you're missing out on with these things. Okay, Keebdweeb, these switches, these are the loudest, second loudest. No, let me rephrase. They're the most obnoxious switches I own. The B1s are the loudest, but just listen. Hold on. Obnoxious. Hold on. For a comparison. All right, this is MX Brown. Okay, this is comparison. MX Brown. These are the lychee durian ice creams. Like, these durians are very loud, very obnoxious. Again, MX Brown. Here, hold on. Side by side. No, durian is a long pole. So this is MX Brown. This is durian. Hold on. I wonder. All right. Firecracker. Durian. Firecracker. Durian. They're louder. They're noisier. These are like super loud, noisy switches. Okay, you know what? Just because it's my stream and I do what I want, we're gonna repoll. And we're going to do the durians versus the firecrackers, because the firecrackers were number 1. Manage poll, new poll, tiebreaker. I'm going to call it a tiebreaker, but it's like, whatever. What? Switch V2. Durian, fire up, crack. All right, one more poll, and that's it. Then we're doing it. Okay. Let's put this away. All right, so we have firecrackers and we have durian. Let's see what we get. Ooh, the durians are winning. Ooh, this is what I like. Hi, Fifi. Hi. Okay. All right, for those that are new to the stream, this is Mother. Hello, Fifi. Fifi is Mother. She likes to come hang out. Usually she's right there where the switches are. That's her place. But, hi, Fifi. Hi. There we go. Hi. Okay. Hi, Fifi. Hi, Nana. Thanks for joining, dude. Did you get your bed set up, Nana? Is it all done? The carpenter came, went, all good? Fifi chooses durian. She told me. Dude, the firecrackers are coming up now. It's 6 and 11. We have maybe 30 seconds left. We're almost done. Use the cat as the switch. We just like to see you smile. Okay. Let's put some of this away. Don't kowtow to the will. Hey, I will abide, Clippy. I will abide by the vote. If the vote says fire up the crack, we fire up the crack. That's about it. It looks like Durian's taking it. 12 to 8. Yeah, I think it's Durian's. I'm excited. You influenced the poll, though. But, Aaron, you are allowed to campaign in a democracy. Campaigning is allowed. That's how it works in every democracy. It's not my fault that you didn't campaign well enough. Hi, Fifi. You see, Fifi's on my side. Fifi's here. She's okay, Fifi. Okay. All right, guys, we need to take a pause. I'm sorry. This is we need to take a moment and give Fifi her space. Otherwise, we're gonna have problems. Okay? Yeah, we need to take a pause. Navs, political donations were legal. No fraud detected. Can you pause the vote so I can raise funds for my super PAC? Oh, boy. All right. Okay. Now we have Cat. Hi, Cat. Hello. Hello. Hi, Fifi. For those that don't know, this is her favorite spot. Fifi is a regular visitor on stream, and she will regularly come up and join us, and she will have one spot that's right here, another spot that's right here along the back. Those are her two spots. I have nominated myself as representative of the shitlord party. Yeah, in a democracy, the runoff is between the winner and the last place. Everyone knows this. Okay, here's the thing, right? Is that this is the third time I put these frickin' durians up, and nobody ever votes for them, right? Because nobody knows what they are. Except they're super freaking loud. And I know there are people that like loud switches here, but everyone always picks the freaking popular choice. So it's always MX Blacks, or it's always, Firecracker, which is like one of the switches of the moment. And so I had to give a little boost to the underdog. You know, we like underdogs. Okay. All right. The only problem is doing a keyboard build with Cat here is a little... I vote Ghost Dragons. Keepdeep, I do not have Ghost Dragons. Kitty, dangerous around PCB. I think most mode PCBs are ESD protected, right? So I think we're okay. All right, hear me out. Don't ask. What am I not asking, Aaron? Don't give people the choice. Tell them what you want. That's what I did. I said I wanted durians, but I did both. I gave a choice, and I said what I wanted. I feel like that's a good way to do it. Okay. Wait. What? What the heck? No. Really? Huh. This is the first time I've seen a PCB where the stab wire... I mean, it's not the literal first time, but it's not common, right, for the stab wire to go along the bottom. Huh. Interesting. Sounds like excuses an autocrat would use. I mean, look. What's the thing called when it's like a nice dictator? What's that called? Benevolent dictatorship. That's what this is. This is a benevolent dictatorship masquerading as a democracy. No. This is a benevolent dictatorship in a democracy suit. That's what that is. Okay. The real question is this gonna, is the Milmax socket gonna bottom out? That's the real question. Lube this guy's bald head. Are you talking about me, Aaron? Aren't you supposed to be the cause of law and order, not the cause of chaos? I feel like you're neglecting your duties. South-facing spacebar stab, ooh. I thought it was called a Navi. Huh. Monarchy? Constitutional monarchy. King Solomon. That's great. Is your spacebar backwards? Yeah, dude, it looks like it was. I don't actually have a whole lot of boards where the freaking spacebar stab is backwards, but like this is what it is, dude. It's like this is installed correctly. Like, so that's just what it is, apparently. I did not realize that, but that's what it is. I think something is off with the stab on the spacebar. What do you mean? What do we think is off? I think it's fine. Gotta go back to work. Have a good stream. Thanks for stopping by, Toe Popper. Thank you, dude. What do we think? It's fine, right? I think so. Gotta run to have a great stream. Thanks, Barra. Thanks for stopping by. I think this is good. The real question... the real question for me... I think it's just that it's the wrong way. I don't think it's the wrong way, dude. Like, I'm pretty sure this is, like, actually 100% the right way. It's a mode thing, yeah. Yeah, okay. That makes more sense. Now, I am typically not a plastic plate first kind of person. Typically, I go for alu as default, and if I get one other plate, it is usually a carbon fiber plate. So this will be a bit of an experience for me. The other thing is that I mil-maxed this last night, but I am not a soldering expert. I've only mil-maxed a handful of PCBs, maybe 5 to 10 max, and I'm not a flawless solderer. So we're kind of rolling the dice because I haven't actually tested the PCB once I finish soldering it. So we're going to do it, and we'll do our type test, and then hopefully we'll figure out if I messed up or not. I predict the PC plate... Is it PC? I don't know if it's PC or PP. I predict the PC plate is going to sound amazing. Envoy just sounds good. Okay, you see, I've heard the Envoy is a very, like, solid board. Like, in terms of sound, it's just, like, kind of like a back-to-basics board. Soldering is like lubing. The bigger the gob, the better the job. I lost a switch. My problem with soldering, especially with mil-maxing, is that because I'm still not super skilled, is that I flood sockets. However, Shiva sent me closed bottom mil-max sockets. It's the first time that I've used them. And, oh god, guys, I have never done a mil-max job with closed bottom sockets, and it is a breeze. It is so easy. Okay. What size solder are you using? So the solder tip that I have is one of those, like, very fine, like, narrow tips. So it's like a needle point tip. And then the actual solder itself, I don't remember, but it's fairly thin. I can share the link on Discord after the stream. My problem, it's more of a skill issue, honestly. I don't think it's a solder issue. It's especially with like shorter sockets. Some like I don't flood that many of them, by the way. It's just like right now, if I'm doing a TKL, I'm flooding maybe 4 sockets. There's maybe 4 sockets that I flood and I have to pull out and redo. I use 0.6 millimeter solder. It flows easier and is harder. I think I use 0.5. I think I use 0.5 or 0.6. Like I think it's a fairly thin solder. I think it's literally just an experience problem. Okay, you know what? Hold on. Hold on. So this is the actual solder tip that I use. So it's this like sort of needle point solder tip. And then the actual solder itself is 21 gauge, 0.032 inches. It doesn't give me millimeters. This is it. Got to come in from the side, heat up the socket and the pad with a flatter iron tip. Oh, interesting. What are the benefits of mil-maxing versus just buying hot swap? So if you want hot swap, I would recommend going hot swap. Technically, a well done mil-max is more durable than hot swap. Like you're not going to pop the hot swap socket out. However, it's much more expensive because you're getting a solder PCB, which is typically almost the same price within $5-10. And then you have to buy mil-max sockets on top of it, and then you have to mil-max the mil-max sockets. So it's a lot more pain in the butt, a lot more expensive, and I don't think there is much of a benefit. If anything, some say it sounds slightly worse. So if you want hot swap, I would just go hot swap every single time. The only time that you would do mil-max is if the board only offered hot solder. So there are some keyboards where they only offer a solder PCB. It's also possible that you get one off Mech Market and you have a good deal, but it only comes with a solder PCB. So there are times where solder is the only thing available, and so it's a good skill to have, I think. But personally, I'm not a solder guy. I actually don't know how many of you guys saw the survey, but the results of the survey are like pretty freaking clear, right? Like 70%, 75% prefer hot swap. Like that's pretty clear. People aren't using the spade tip on their iron. Is that okay? So guys, is the spade tip the one I should be using? Is that the one? Because right now all I have, I'll show you. All I have with my iron are these two. These are the only 2 tips that I have. I have this guy here, which is the default, and then I have this one here that I bought aftermarket, which is the needle tip. Get a spade tip. Okay. All right, I'll give it a shot. Never tried it. Where can we see? It's yummy. It's so the results were posted on my Discord. The raw data and the summary data was posted on my Discord. It's also in my link tree. I will be pushing it out to Reddit and other Discord servers within a week or 2 once I have the written report. So right now the survey was closed this morning, and the raw data was made available this morning. But I don't want to go out and do multiple posts in multiple different phases. So in terms of Reddit and wider communities. So once I have the write-up done in a week or 2, I'll do one bigger push to the other Discords to basically let everyone know that the survey's done. Here's the write-up and here's the raw data. But for anyone that wants it right now, you can go to the Nav Cluster Discord server. There's an announcement. It's there. You can also go to my Instagram and go to my link tree. All 3 resources are in the link tree. So there's a spreadsheet with the raw data. There is a link to the Google summary charts and graphs. That's default Google stuff. And then there's also a link to a custom GPT specifically built for data analysis, where the data has been loaded in. And you can go and you can ask it questions. So that's what I'm doing right now. And if we have time, on stream, that's what we'll do after this build, is we'll take a look at some of the GPT analysis. Love soldering, but I'm scared of desoldering when the stabs are inevitably going to be bad. So I don't have a desoldering iron. I have this little hand pump thing, little solder sucker. So it's just that, and then that's it. This is what I got. But yes, I don't like desoldering either. Huge pain in the butt. And definitely thinner wire. Hector, are you saying thinner than what I have? Thinner than a 0.023? I thought this was already pretty thin. And his OF link is there too. Which plate are you going with the Envoy? So, Raynon, this is, I think, pretty sure this is a PC plate, but this is a commission build. It was sent over by a friend of mine, Shiva, well, friend and sponsor, Shiva from Nixkeys. It's his Envoy. And it came with, I believe, a PC or PP plate. I'm actually not sure what material this is, but it's a plastic plate. So that is what we're going to use. Now, the thing is, this is technically a commission build, but it could become a non-commission build because I think Shiva's planning on selling this board anyways, and so maybe I buy it. So this might be my board. Maybe this, okay. So this is Schrodinger's Envoy, basically. It is both mine and not mine. Desoldering takes some time to get used to. It does suck, yeah. No, that's super thick. Kibu, seriously? You're saying that wire is thick? No shit. Is that why I've been... Okay, so basically what you guys are saying... Yes, okay, so basically what you guys are saying is to get the spade tip iron and get a thinner solder and my problems will mostly go away. Nav is down with the thickness. The solder sucker is basically me when I open a deliciously fresh new jar of Krytox. Depending on what you solder, you may want to get more than one thickness, but getting a good fat spade tip that packs some heat should allow you to use thick wire just as easily. Interesting. All right, because I don't know if you guys know, I have a diversity TKL, and the diversity TKL is... the mounting is limited based on the type of PCB. The hot swap PCB only has top mount, whereas the solder PCB has top mount and gasket mount. And I've heard that the gasket mount on the diversity is the best mount, and I've only been using hot swap. So I went and I tried to mil-max my diversity, and I burnt one of the sockets because I flooded it and it became a whole thing. So I only have one diversity solder PCB left. And I have been hesitating on mil-maxing it because I don't want to mess it up. So maybe what I'll do is get some practicing with thinner solder on the spade tip and try the diversity solder PCB. Sell your soldering irons and just put your keeb and all the fixins in the microwave. Easy. Thank you, Aaron. What would I do without you, dude? What would I would be lost without you. Sent you an Amazon link for the 0.6 solder. Thank you, dude. I'll check it out. Soldering is just like any other profession. Get the tools that work for you. Cease to exist. Just ship the board to me and I will solder for you. You see, the thing is, I really enjoy this part of the hobby. This is like my favorite. Well, okay, so in the survey, one of the questions towards the end is what motivates you? And I actually had to think about it a bit as I was writing it because I didn't know. I don't know if I have one answer for this, but I think the number one answer for me is the building. It's the building, the tinkering, the learning. So I want to learn to be better at soldering and mil-maxing. I actually just straight up do not want... Like, I've never sent a board to someone else to build. That would just rob the fun out of it for me, personally. By the way, for keycaps, I was originally planning on doing KKB Ohm, but I'm wondering if Metropolis would be better. It is a black Envoy. I find lead fumes very motivating. 0.5 millimeter solder wire for mil-max, thicker for switches. Okay. All right, I'll get a thinner solder wire. Okay, that's it? You've had enough? She had enough. Beige or wob only. Bye, Gigi. Was Gigi here? I didn't see Gigi. Oh, there she is. If Buttermuffin were here. Oh, Gigi. Guys, that's my wife. Gigi Jumanji is my wife, and she watches the stream to support me, and she is the best wife. I didn't realize I missed Gigi's comment. Has she been saying other stuff that I've been missing? Okay, no, it was just that. Hi, Gigi. Hello. Hello, wife. So, one thing that's funny, and I'll tell you guys this is just like a funny random thing. So, you know how people have like cute names for each other, like emojis or pet names or whatever in their phones? So like, you know, if like a wife calls a husband, the wife is like, my darling, or my wife, or my love, or whatever on in their phone as their contact. My wife in my phone is literally just my wife, Gigi. That's what it is. So anytime she calls me, it literally says, my wife, Gigi. Right? And I did this for a few reasons. One, because I knew it would infuriate her. Like, infuriate her. She hates that there's no heart emoji or anything like that. It's literally just my wife, Gigi. Right? That's the main reason I did it, because, you know, it's funny. The other reason is practical, because when I want to call her, I can just say, hey, Siri. I don't want to say it too loud because the phone's going to go berserk. I can just say, hey, call my wife, and it'll call my wife. Wait, you're one of those people that talk to your phone. Oh, my dude. Oh, Tangus. It's so much worse than that. I dictate. I'm old enough that I dictate. Like, I dictate all the time. Like, not only do I dictate all the time, I do it so much that I converted my wife to dictating. My wife is like, she's cool. Like, my wife is, she's like legit cool. Like, she's hip, she's with the memes, she gets all of that stuff. I don't, right? And I corrupted her, she now dictates too. So sometimes I'll just be hanging out and she'll just pull out her phone. Instead of typing, she'll go, yeah, so, and then she'll just say whatever she wants to say to the text message. I mean, guys, dictation is the thing. It is the thing. Dictation is the life hack, honestly. If you want to dictate shit to me, just call. Dude, I do not like phone calls. I am not a phone call person. I don't know why, but on a phone call, my ADD goes berserk. Like, berserk. I cannot. Because people talk slow sometimes, and they need a moment to think about things. And those gaps in between drive me nuts. Keep dweeb. I dictate all the time. I converted my house to a smart home, so I used to... Yeah, dude, me too. Exactly. So there's like basically a smart device in every single room. So basically anywhere I go, I can just say, hey, turn the lights off here, turn the lights on here, set a timer, whatever. It's glorious. I love it. Did we get any decisions? Do we do Metropolis or do we stick with Ohm? I'm wondering if I missed anything on that. Metropolis or Ohm? I'm leaning towards Ohm just because I like Ohm, but we can do Metropolis. You see, Keep Dweeb, I had a feeling every single time there is a GMK option and a non-GMK option, freaking Keep Dweeb is the first person to say, he's like automatically GMK every single time. One day, I'm going to set up the options in such a way that the GMK option is the worst looking option. Like, objectively, you'll be like, yes, the KKB options look better. I'm curious if I can force a KKB option out of you. I have both. That's not true. I just like Metro over Ohm. That's fair. That's fair. But I'm starting to wonder. I'm going to rig it one day. One day I'm going to rig it and we're going to see if you choose GMK still. You probably will. No, that's not fair. I bet if there's an actual option that you like better, you'll probably pick it. But it's still funny to me that every single time so far, you've always picked the GMK option. Actually, chat has picked the GMK option every time. Was there one time that they picked KKB? There was, actually. Last week's build, the week before. The Class 80, I'm pretty sure we picked a KKB set and it just sounded terrible on it. That's why we switched to SWG. Never mind. Okay, never mind. Yeah, you're right. You wanted KKB cherries too. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. Okay. Give me a CRP set. You know what, dude? I have not tried CRP yet. Okay. CRP I have not tried, and DCS I have not tried. KKB cherries are pretty sick. Yeah, I like them too. So, how do we do this? How does this work? I've never actually done this, so I assume... How about JTK? I feel like JTK is a bit underrepresented in the... I thought JTK... I don't remember. Actually, I've never tried JTK. Whatever the set we did with Lime swapped from KKB to GMK. We did Lime on the GDK TKL, the DK1 TKL. I don't remember what initially we put on it though. That I don't remember at all. All right, guys. So is this the right way to do it? Right, with the little lattice block thing? Like, is this correct? Because I've never actually built one of these before. I think this is right. Right, and then we put it like that, and then it rests on them. Yeah, I think. Yeah, it looks flush. Okay. Interesting. This is an interesting mount. Chat, do y'all fuck with MTNU? Nana, I got my first MTNU set a month or two ago. From someone on the server, Skithlex. He's a local in Montreal. I'm not sure how I feel about it, to be honest. I like the look, but I have difficulty with the actual feel of it. Because it doesn't have the barred J's, it only has scoops. It actually has thrown me off a little bit. I'm not as fast on it. About 2 years ago, I won a CRP set in a giveaway. I got so excited. Receiving it, I found out I was missing the P key. No way. Oh, that sucks. Were you able to find a replacement for it, or did you just, like, what do you do with that? Like, is that even usable? Alright, this is being stubborn. Wait a second. Wait. I'm doing this the wrong way around. Yeah, I'm totally doing this the wrong way around. Yeah, I'm an idiot. It's supposed to go in like this. The little flat part, I don't know if you can see, but I was doing it the wrong way around. This way, I have the little curved part out. I think it's the curved part in. I'm totally doing it the wrong way around. I still keep it, but never found a replacement. Interesting. I want to try MTNU, but not a fan of the PBT sound, so I agree. I'm not a huge fan of the PBT sound either. However, there are some boards that are super the tab thing has to be on the top. I think I got it. Yeah, I think I got it. I want a beige set, and beige MTNU is in stock on GMK. So the beige MTNU is one of the sets that I actually have, and I think if you ever get a retro themed board, Nana, the beige MTMU will hit really nicely on the retro themed boards. Like if you ever get like an MM or a class series board, I think beige will look really nice. It's not then that I'm GMK Winkler for 50. If it's not that, then I'm getting GMK Winkler for 50% more. You can wait for novel key sale. I know you're in Europe, but it might actually make sense to get it from the next novel key sale. There should be one if you're willing to wait. There should be one on Memorial's Day. They usually do one at like the big US holidays. Hey Naveed, the desktop angle looks clean. What camera setup are you using? So, because I only started streaming somewhat recently, I think we're about a month in, so still fairly new. our setup is a pretty ghetto setup for the most part. All of the nice equipment that I have was gifted from Mikey Types. He's a YouTuber and a good friend of mine. Mikey sent me the mic that you can can you see it here? Yeah, this mic, he sent it to me. He sent the lighting that I use. So there's like lighting in the corners that he sent me as well. The camera here is a Logitech webcam. It's just something I use for work. And believe it or not, the camera here is my phone. There's an app called Video Ninja, something like that. It's basically a free app. It's a web page that you load up on your phone, and it can stream your phone camera to OBS. And so that is the camera setup. It's actually a pretty good, I think, cheap setup. Works pretty well. And then I just have a tripod, a phone tripod. Elgato has that too. Oh, nice. So that's what it is for now. If we ever pick up and want to do this more professionally, eventually I'll get an overhead camera that can actually look down at the desk. But for now, we're kind of just hacking it together with what's available. Now, let's put this in. I actually wonder, because this is standard JST, I wonder if I could get a... No, it wouldn't work. Never mind. I was wondering if this would work with like a Z65 or whatever, but I don't think it will. Are we in business? We are in business. Interesting. So I did not notice this, but there are little screw holes to screw the assembly into the bottom case. No, Rainen, these are not Holy Pandas. They're the Durian, Lychee X Durian ice creams. They are an extremely loud switch that I don't use often because they are super obnoxious and super loud, but I've kind of been hungering for them a bit. Yeah, there's 2 screw points, one on each side. Okay, then let's use those. No, that's not it. I wonder if these, what these screws do, because, like, these screws kind of pseudo turn this into a kind of tray mounty kind of deal, right? Like, I wonder if it's common for people to, like, opt out of the screws. You might want to try not screwing tightly and see how it sounds. Okay. Yeah, that's what I was wondering. I actually wonder if some people straight up don't use them at all. This is interesting. I wonder what the point of this is. Like, is this like something that people totally skip on? Alright, so we went very, very, like, barely finger tight, right? Like barely finger tight. Is it dual mount? So this has their little lattice block mount, and then at the same time we're screwing this in. But like, this is not, like, you're supposed to do both of these at the same time, right? It's not an either-or thing, right? It's not like the Envoy allows you to do this weird tray mount thing, right? Like, it's like you're supposed to do both at the same time. I didn't actually look up a build guide for this, so I don't know the answer. I ran my Envoy without them, forgetting a while. Yeah, I wonder what the difference is in terms of sound. I'm curious to try the difference. Like, doing one versus both. Never built an Envoy, only mode board I have is the Encore. I like the Encore. If I can ever find an Encore in the mech market on Canada, I'll probably jump on one. I really like the way it looks. big fan. I almost jumped on B-Stock, B-Stock Copper Bottom, but was a bit short on budget when they dropped. All right. Let's do a quick poll. You want to trade? Mine is black/walnut. The Encore or the Envoy? New poll. Caps. All right, guys. Poll is up. Metropolis or Ohm? I have the B-Stock brushed copper still available. Oh, they do. Interesting. Oh, you know what? Sorry, they were on, I think they were on sale. That's when I was looking at it. Because they had, I think they put the B-Stock on sale over the holidays for like 20% off or something. I think that's when I was looking at it. Yeah, because after you like spec everything out, it gets a bit up there. 430, like close to 450, right? And the next pricier board I think I was aiming for was going to be the SW65. I don't know if you guys saw the SW65. Is it 50/50? Oh my god. That's wild. Yeah, so did you guys see the SW65, by the way? This thing is... Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold it. Did you guys... Oh no! I wanted to show you guys this board, but it's on Group by Nation, but Group by Nation, for some reason, the website has expired, so it is no longer available. Hold on. It might be on my Discord. Give me a second. I want to show you guys this board. I want to show you guys. Wait, where are the pictures for this? Oh my god, there's no pictures anywhere? Wait, Sterling did pictures. Wait. Wait, are there no pictures? There's no pictures of SW65 anywhere? Nav, remind me the board you're typing on. This is the Flow At by In Studios. There was an in-stock drop in December, and there is another one coming. Wait a second. And there's a group buy coming for it. So this was an in-stock drop from the China group buy. Alright, okay. Videos. I need to show you guys this board. Okay, it's on his VOD. Okay, hold it. Hold the phone. This is the next board that I am very excited for. So this is the SW65. Sterling streamed it on Wednesday? Earlier in the week, just like literally a couple days ago, right? I think it was on Wednesday. And this thing just looks so nice. Oh. I'm trying to see if I can show you the back. Oh, okay, there it is. Okay. Look at that. Isn't that great? This is a Toro Studios board. And I don't know why I am just very, very, very excited about this. Look at that. Look at the little Look, oh, it's just so cute. It is so cute, guys. It's just we can't. So Nana, we can't say it out loud because then the lawyer people might get mad. So that's one of the reasons they're actually not doing a ton of promotion on this. Is specifically because they don't want certain people at certain companies to get upsetty spaghetti. But look at it. The white one, by the way, looks so sleek too. Oh, all right. How did the poll do? Manage poll, view results. Oh my God, 50-50. All right, in time-honored tradition, this is how we're going to handle the 50-50. The next person to say an option, Metro. Keep Dweeb, got it. Nope. This is tradition. Whenever we get Keep Dweeb was like, he was so fast with that. Keep Dweeb knew. Like, that dude, he was typing it out before I even finished. The second I said, time-honored tradition, Keep Dweeb was like, Metro, boom! So this is how we do it when there's a tie. I don't break the tie, and we don't do a coin flip. The first person to type the option in chat is the tie winner. So, Metro it is. Fine. Freaking Keep Dweeb, man. That guy was lightning fast with that. Like, I didn't even finish the sentence, and it was like, it was over. That is wild. Scam. It was a scam, but you can't blame me. Navid is not helping me win the raffle. What's the raffle? I was worried I said it too fast. That is so funny. Oh my God. I was waiting. He knew the rules. He knew the way we worked. Oh my God, that is too funny. All right, guys, I need a couple fast decisions. Are we using the red arrows or the blue arrows? How are we doing this? Can't blame me. Truly an autocrat. Exactly. Gigi Jumanji. Okay, guys. Wife said blue, so it's blue. So, actually, funny story. The Flow app that's up here, this board up top, I built it with my wife. I built it, we were watching TV together. I built it. Ooh, okay, listen. I think this is a good switch for this board. It might actually be too much. We'll see. Honestly, even just based on those, it might be too much. We might have to switch to the softer lattice blocks. As soon as you said time honored, I started typing. Ooh, this is gonna be good. So, so this board up here, I actually built watching TV with my wife. So she kind of helped me build it. We built it together, so to speak. And my wife loves simplicity. She really, really loves simple aesthetics. So anytime there's an option between like a super colorful, out there kind of thing or something simple, she picks the simple one every time. So, however, wife, oh no, there is an option. I was going to say, okay, the next one, by the way, is which enter we use. The navy one, the light blue, or the yellow. So we have light blue here, we have yellow here, and then we have navy here. Poor board truly needs MX blacks. Sounds like your wife will approve of all future beige purchases. Honestly, I think she will. All right, Conan, you win. Blue. Honestly, Tangus, you might be right. This board might actually do really good with MX blacks. Tone on tone. Babes always. Married well, I hear. Yes. Okay. Let's do this. You know what though, CubeDweeb? I think Metro was probably a good call. I think Ohm would have still looked really good. But this is actually, I spaced on this. This is the first time, my first time using this Metro set, actually. I got it off the Black Friday sale at this point, like 2 months ago, and I haven't had a good opportunity to use it yet. I think this will be good. Okay. You guys hear that? Where's that coming from? How is there ping? I don't understand. That's very confusing. I don't even know what could be pinging on this thing. There's still Metropolis sets in stock. Wow, what a hobby. Yeah, dude. It was on sale, though. Metro has been on sale for the last few Novel Keys sales. Metro has been on sale basically every time for most of last year. I think... Did I get this on Black Friday, or did I get it... No, I made a mistake. I can't remember. I got it on one of the two recent sales. I don't remember which one. I have Metro Light and Dark. I have the Dark set on my teal Zoom 65. Nice. Metropolis had a light. There was a light Metropolis? I thought it was only the Dark. I didn't even realize there was a light one. Oh, are you talking about the oh, I know. The one that was just, that didn't have any of the weird colors. It was just the navy and the light blue. That one. I forget what it's called. Throw on the second row. The ping might get muffled out. Okay. Let's keep going. Are the switches modded? If so, sometimes long springs can cause that. No, they're not modded. These are stock. The only switches that I mod are Cherry MX switches. I don't really mod much else. Not sure why. Inherent laziness, maybe. How's the build going? I'm just taking my mom to her appointment, missing out on everything. It's good, man. We're almost done. We are putting the keycaps on now. The only thing is I heard a little bit of ping in the num row on one or two of the switches, and so we might have to do a little bit of fiddling to see where the ping is coming from. The only other thing is I'm not sure how this is going to do on spacebar. We might have to do a little bit of tuning on the spacebar sound, because these switches are quite noisy, and I don't know if they'll make for a good spacebar. And all the years before that, you mean the sale, right? Yeah. If you're going to run Metro, I highly suggest getting the metal enter key. Ooh. Is that still in stock? I don't remember if it was on sale on the recent sale. I have Metro on my E-White Shelby 80. Dude, smoked the Shelby boards. So I got a Shelby 65 on Mech Market, and it was kind of a opportunistic purchase. I didn't think much of it, but holy crap, that board impressed the hell out of me. The Shelby 65 is such a sleeper. It's one of my favorite. It's like top 5 for me right now. I really, really love that board. I'm so impressed by it. And just on the Shelby 65, I decided I wanted to try to get the Shelby 80. Glenn was selling it too. The only problem is I don't do win keyless. So if I can find a decent deal for a Shelby 80, I might get one, just based on how much I like the 65. It has been really, really, really impressive. I'm looking at getting the GMK 8008. That's a good set, dude. Mikey, that's a good set, and it works on... Okay, that works. And it works on a lot of boards. But that set, Mikey, the 8008 set, it's been on sale, and it goes on sale every time OmniType does a sale. So don't pay retail for it. Like for sure, do not pay retail for that set. I was saying if you want to trade one of your boards for my Encore, I'd be up for a trade. Oh, that could be interesting. I might be interested. Yeah. I actually might be interested. Yeah, man, let's talk on Discord. Maybe we can make something work. If not, no worries. Is that it? Are we almost done? I think we're almost done. Okay. Where's my delete? I really like the Shelby 80. Got it early on in the hobby. It used to be my experiment board, had all the plates and 2 extra PCBs. That's awesome. I honestly, like, sometimes, because the other thing I looked at it, it looks like the mounting is exactly the same for the 65 and the 80. It looks like they're both pour-on gasket, which is very quickly becoming my favorite mount. Okay, wait a minute. Let's put this back in. Also considering the KKB cherries. Mikey, my only thing with the cherries set, so I have KKB cherries. I find red sets, this might just be a personal preference thing, but I find them difficult to pair. I have KKB cherries, I've only ever used it twice, because I think they're quite difficult to pair with a board. I don't know. I find it personally to be a less versatile set. Cherries looks great on a cream board. Yeah, that I would probably agree with. I just switched from Safari to Chrome as my default browser on my MacBook, just so I don't have to deal with Twitch ads. By the way, oh shoot, am I allowed to talk about this on Twitch? There is a, I'll tell you on Discord, but I actually use a local, like a client-side application called AdGuard as a malware blocker. It is not, it is a client-side blocking and protection tool, so it actually installs directly on your desktop. It's not a browser extension, because I was using the AdBlock extension, whatever it's called, the uBlock Origin or whatever. I was using that for a very, very long time, which was a Chrome extension. And then they got rid of it and Chrome upgraded and blah, blah, blah. So I looked into alternatives and I found AdGuard. And because it is a client-side application that you install on your PC, it doesn't care what browser you use. It works across all browsers. Okay, what am I? What? Small problem. I don't know if you guys see. There seems to be something missing. I think, no. There is a daughter board in there. So this means one of two things. Either we have a defective daughter board that didn't come with a USB port. That's possibility number one. Possibility number two, the daughter board is not screwed in, and so it just kind of popped out of place. Oh my. Oh my. Or it's screwed in backwards. So let us hope that my first commission board did not end up with big problems. Oh my. Oh my. Probably was the weird sound. Oh my god, you're right. That was the weird sound. That was probably the pinging sound. Oh. Okay. Okay. Anyone see a problem with this? Anyone see a problem with this? Huh? Upside down. That was it. Oh, it's so funny. Every time I do a Saturday stream, so again, if you're new to the stream, this is my time slot, Saturdays at 1 p.m. Eastern. This is the only scheduled time. So Saturdays at 1 p.m. Eastern time, this is the only time that I have pre-scheduled to stream every single week. During the week, we do opportunistic streams, meaning sometimes I'll just hop on and do a build for fun. But Saturday is my time slot. Now, one thing that has happened every single Saturday is I have, without fail, since I started streaming, made at least one significant mistake every Saturday stream. Something that involved me going back and having to like rework something or fix something. So for example, one time I had an improperly installed stab that I didn't inspect, and I had to go and take the board apart in order to fix the stab. This time, it would appear that I improperly inspected the board and didn't realize that the frickin' daughter board was in backwards. There we go. Now we're good. I noticed it earlier. I just thought the board had an extra long USB-C. That's so funny. All right. All right, now we're back in business. I saw it was upside down, but got distracted and forgot to say something. No worries, dude. No worries. Okay. Okay. I think we're back in business. You know, as far as little mistakes go, that was a pretty good one, I think. Could have been much worse. I soldered in the MCU upside down when I did my Piketty Longboy. What's the MCU? I don't know what that is. Is that like the main, like the, whatever, the computer, the main hub, like the chipset? Remember not to over tighten. Yes, that is a good point. Microcontroller. Okay, got it. Oh yeah. It's like the little microchip, like the little square microchip that's on the back of most boards. You have to solder those in yourself on some boards? That I've never heard of before. I was thinking the cherries just for the red F1. Yeah, you could do that, Mikey. It's just I find cherries to be a bit less versatile as a set. That's my only issue with cherries, like the KKB cherry set. Some boards you have to solder the diode yourself. That's nuts, dude. I don't think I would ever go for a board like that. I never say never, but... I think it's gone. Okay. Clean up a bit. Okay. Alright. Okay, now we're in business. Cat hair out of the way. All right. Okay. Did we change the switch from durian? No, it is durian. Same. Pro Micro Raspberry Pi. Interesting. Okay, so what we have is the, let's do a quick show and tell. We have a mode Envoy. Pretty simple, unibody, PVD accent, PVD weight, with a PC plate with the stiff lattice blocks, so the black ones, with GMK Metropolis, and the Lychee X Durian ice cream switches. Let's get to the sound test. Need to drop, leaving for errands. No problem, my love. I will see you when you get back. All right, let's give it a shot. What's the verdict? Hey, Elquan, thanks for joining, man. You did not miss anything cool. We just built a keyboard. The Envoy spacebar always slaps. That was actually pretty good. So these, I don't think these are scratchy switches, 3D key. They're Lychee X Durians. They're just very loud, very noisy. Needs more cowbell. I'm not sure how I feel about the spacebar. MX Blacks. There's like, I don't know, Tangas, if you saw the survey results, but in the favorite Switch open text box, like, I feel like every third one was MX Blacks. And then Cherry was obviously #1 manufacturer. BCP for spacebar. God damn. Time for the cheat code. Hey. Hey. We're going to do this a little differently. Okay, there we go. BCP for spacebar. Honestly, at this point, I just need to order some more BCPs because I'm starting to run low. When I order switches, I always order 90 to fill up a TKL, but I'm currently using them in a TKL, so I literally have 3 BCPs left over. MX Blacks is the way. Okay, let's try this. Okay. Oh, I know what the problem is. It's the sockets, the Milmax sockets. That's the problem. Listen. The problem is the socket. That's it. Shoot. Oh, that's the only downside. Yeah, we got to tape it. That's the only problem with these particular sockets. So for those of you that missed it, these are closed bottom Milmax sockets, which means that they are long Milmax sockets, which is why I think we're running into some problems with the contact. Try type R. Mikey, it's not the switch, it's the Milmax socket. Okay, so basically the on the Envoy there is one mounting point here and one mounting point here. There's no mounting points here, right? So everywhere else is pretty well supported, so when you push it in, there isn't a whole lot of flex. But here, when you push it in, there is a bit more flex, and then on top of that, I think there's a lot less clearance. This is why we don't hot swap. So my problem is that I tinker with boards and I cannot, for the life of me, ever commit to a single switch in a board. Every single board that I own, I have rebuilt it at least 3 times. Like, I only started streaming recently because I, build boards and tinker with them so much. But like, this is my life. Like, I love doing this stuff. Like, if it wasn't for you guys, I would still be tinkering. I would still be playing with all this. So, now the question is, do I tape the case or do I tape the PCB? I think I tape the case, right? Sounds like you need a Berber gun. Those are expensive, dude. Those are like a couple $100, right? Try to unscrew some. Maybe it was screwed too far. Oh, you mean the actual screw points? It's possible, but I don't think so, honestly, because like we only got the sound on the spacebar. Let me see if I have some electrical tape that I can use. Maybe that will help with the contact point. painter's tape. I do have masking tape, so I can use electrical tape or I can use masking tape. I think painter's tape, electrical tape is also non-conductive, and it also has a little bit of I don't know what. It has something to it, right? It has a little bit more give. My concern is that with masking tape, it will transfer too much vibrations and we'll still get that pinging noise. Masking tape. Everyone's saying masking tape. Okay, fine. Oh. Electrical will shrink with heat. I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of heat. I don't think PCBs get particularly hot. The gun doesn't weigh a ton thanks to having all the pump in this station. Interesting. Okay. All right, let's try this. Let us see them toes. This is the wrong stream for that, my dude. Okay. Wait a second. So it's here. So we need it right there. Unsure how importing to Canada would work, but I reckon getting it decently cheap from Amazon Japan. I'm not sure either, actually. I'll look. All right, so this is what I got. I got one layer in, and let's see how this does. Electrical tape breaks down over time and will leave a nastier. Interesting. Okay. I will stop using it then. I actually used the electrical tape on my oblique because it also had a bit of a contact problem. That seems to have fixed it. Interesting. Literally just a little bit of masking tape and it's fixed. Ooh. So I love how BCP spacebars sound. My only problem is that I'm worried that it sounds a little bit too clean for the Lychee Durian whatever switch, because this is a noisier, louder switch. And I'm wondering if the problem that we had with it earlier was because of the pinging. So here it is with the original switch, okay? What do we think? I kind of like it. Honestly, with the original switch, I think that kind of slaps. I think that's pretty good. All right, let's try it with these screws back in and see how that does. Huh. That's weird, huh? I'm getting some weird, That is so weird. It's the South Spacebar wire. No shit. Oh, you think it's making contact, huh? Oh. Huh. Weird. That's so weird. When I type normally, it seems fine, but when I go in a little bit with a little bit more oomph to it, it seems to have this like weird pingy kind of wonkiness to it. I'm not even sure where that comes from. Very interesting. Loosely screw in the 2 assembly screws. Okay. I thought I did it pretty loose, but like, okay. All right, so it's out. Pretty loose. Hey, Don Bear. Thanks for joining, man. We are doing good. Trying to get this this Envoy clean. All right, one more time. All right, one more time from the top. I wonder, there's one way for me to test this out. Give me a second. Yeah, so I don't think it's bottoming out. I think it might be the south-facing spacebar wire. I use the circles from the middle of switch pads on stab housings. I use the circles from the middle of switch pads on stab housings. Oh, where the screw is housed. Prevents plate. Interesting. Prevents plate from hitting stabs. Is it the plate hitting the stabs? Because it's a plastic plate, right? Or is it the plate hitting the stab? Weird. Very strange. Huh. Could be, no idea. Yeah, I'm going to have to tinker with this a little bit. Either way, though, it sounds pretty good. Like, the problem is that because I use the tall Milmax sockets, it's hard for me to tell. It might be the Milmax sockets, because the place where we're running into issues is here, right? So it's kind of the space bar. Yeah, I think it might be a Milmax issue. I think it's a Milmax issue. I think what I'm going to need to do, unfortunately, is go through and tape the lower alpha rows here and here, because the tape fixed a lot of the problem on the spacebar. And I think what I'll probably need to do, and I'll probably do this off stream, is go through and tape some of these rows here just to get rid of the pinging sound. Because it sounds like it's just contact. Because it's missing a mounting point, I mean, you don't want it here, but because there's no mounting point here, there's just the two off to the side. I have a feeling that that's what's causing my problems. But overall, I actually think it sounds pretty good. What do you guys think? I'm wondering, like, I don't know. I'm actually kind of a fan. Especially with the lychees, I think it sounds pretty sweet. Are you using the softer gaskets? No, I'm using the stiff ones, the black ones. So there's the soft green ones, but then the stiffer the black ones. I'm using the stiff ones. I wonder if it's too much flex. Yeah. So I think the problem is because the Nomax sockets are longer. They're coming into contact where it has a little bit more flex. That's I think the issue. All right, guys. This was fun, and I want to thank you guys for spending time with me today. I really, really appreciate it, guys, especially being so fresh into this that like so many of you are spending time and coming to hang out with me. Thanks for all of you that came in through the Simon raid that actually stayed till the end. I appreciate that as well, guys. So let's give someone a raid. I see Sterling is on. If you guys know anyone else, but I think we'll give Sterling a raid. What is he building? Captain Sterling. Okay. There he is. Alright, guys. Thank you so much. I will see you either during the week or next Saturday. Either or. Bye, guys.